Right then, everyone. So, instead of doing separate comments and critiques this week, we've decided to do this all as one. The reason for that is because everything we've seen this week, we do feel like everyone can step their game up. We did see a few people, you know, come across and they done really well and that sort of thing. But overall, we just want to see everyone push in that extra bit further, guys. And there's a few reasons for that in terms of we don't want to see coughing in performances. We don't want to hear tinny sounds. We don't want to see pitchiness. We want to see, at this point in the competition, coming up to the quarterfinals, you should be bringing it. And it makes it easier for you doing it from home. You're performing this from home. The performances, you know, you should be on these performances. Watch them back. If you find a fault, pick it up and retake it. Don't send them as they are, especially if there's like a cough or pitchiness. That just doesn't show us any effort at all. And it's almost like, well, what's the point of watching this if there's no effort there? We want to see effort from you. So we are going to have a quick chat as a whole over all the contestants tonight. And obviously you from the girls what they thought and that. So who should we come to first? Who was up tonight first? Sam. So we're going to come to Sam Archer first, guys. What did you think?
Sam, I thought the song choice was good for you. You know, it really did show off like that you have improved. The top range was really nice and secure and stuff. The reason why for me I think it was kind of towards the bottom of my category is just because probably more in terms of the theme. I think it was quite a safe choice in terms of the theme and stuff, and other people put a lot more effort into it. I just think that you're a lot better than what you showed us tonight, and I just want to see you really fight for this because you can do it. So please come into this sing-off and show us what you can do.
We got Ridian. Ridian's in your category. What did you think of Ridian's tonight?
Yeah, again, it was a lovely vocal, Ridian. I like that you really took the theme this week. You know, you translated some of the song into Welsh. Although it was safe in terms of, you know, you chose something that was fairly kind of British-y, if you like. The fact that you translated it showed that you really pushed yourself into doing something different. So I appreciated that, and that's what kind of got you through, because, you know, you can do better. Again, I think all of you can do better. But that's what won me over with your performance, was the fact that you went that little extra mile.
Molly?
Yeah, Molly, again, lovely vocal. I like the fact you took the note about the piano that I made last week about having a little bit of emptiness and just showing us your vocal. But again, I think it was a safe choice. And I did, you know, in the week, I did say to you, you know, it is a bit of a safe choice just going for, you know, a pop song that's American. When other people have, you know, tried different languages. And, like, I just feel like you could have pushed your voice a bit more. I think you're kind of coasting on what you're good at now. And I just want you to push even further. And again, show me what you can do.
Right, so we got my category coming up next, but then Kelly's this. So yeah, so Katie, of course, last week we saw a massive step up from previous week's view. This week was a lovely choice, I think, for maybe the girls too. It was more about the connection, because the song, you know, obviously is in terms of losing a father and not having that figure around. And I know the way you relate today was your own little way. But of course, overall, I think we can all agree, we want to see you push further anyway. Definitely step it up again, because even though I've seen you stepping up the last 2 weeks, the last week or so, I still know, and I think the girls know, you can step it up even more. So that's what we need to see from you, Katie, all right? We need to see you stepping it up more. And just taking a bit more time to think about connecting with the lyrics more, you know, to what they actually are and stuff. Lacey, you actually came out and done a really nice job today. Fair play. I think the girls can agree, like, the last note on that song was just ridiculous for somebody so young, like 10 years of age. And you was holding it. I think you actually went over the end of the track, but it didn't matter, because you showed us that, my God, this girl got a range, like, so well done for that. The only constructive stuff I would possibly give you is just keep an eye on your lighting. Like you know, you was well aware of that this week. You got a bit stressed with it. Just keep an eye on with that. Always keep your lights on, no matter what sort of video you're recording, all right? But just keep doing what you're doing. So we come over to Kelly, because Zach.
Yeah, I actually really liked this performance. I was a little bit unsure, because when Joey said Dakota, I thought, oh, we've seen you do this, you know, you do it at your gigs. But I actually really liked what you did with it. I liked the fact that you really took on board the theme this week, because obviously the theme was inspire. I know you struggled a little bit through the week with, you know, what that actually meant to you. But then to come off and pull that off, you know, putting in the videos of you, you know, when I first met you in season 4 of VOTV, I mean, we were sat here and we're like, oh my God, look how little he is. And it was really nice to sort of like go down memory lane with you and reminisce. I thought it was really clever of you, what you did with the video. I loved the fact that it was a more subtle you this week. I've loved the rocky stuff that you've done up till now, but I love the fact that you did something a little bit more stripped back. It was just you, and you seemed really emotional. It seemed to really, as if we could see how important your journey and your experiences are to you then. And I really liked that. I loved the fact that you added the falsetto and you slid into it. It was so controlled. It was a really sort of like, it was a really beautiful performance. And I think it allowed us, because you had the visual with your videos, it allowed us to sort of like think back to where you were when you first began and to where you are now, and just to see how much you've come on was just it was just amazing. You should be really proud of what you've achieved tonight. Well done.
Dan?
Yeah, Dan, I think you probably stood out the most in my category this evening. You really took the theme and you ran a marathon with it. You know, you learnt Spanish and you did a mashup. So you did a Spanish-English mashup and actually mashed up 2 songs as well. So I think that was a massive well done. You know, I gave you the challenge. You looked it square in the eye and you smashed it. So well done. I think vocally you are capable of more. So I want to see you bring in more again next week. It wasn't your best vocal, but in terms of the theme and what I asked from you this week, you delivered it. So I've got to say well done for that.
Over to you, Sienna.
Yeah, I liked what you did with this track. You know, this is like a gutsy soul, you know, track, and you made it really dark. You gave it like a sort of like a Norah Jones sort of vibe going on. And I also love the fact that you took something that I know the meaning for you is that you want to stand up for feminism, and that's really important to you. So I like the fact that you chose that song and showed us what inspired you. I think you really sort of, you got the theme. I love the fact that you're adding your falsetto in there as well. It's a shame that you didn't have a chance to work a little bit more with Louise this week, because I think you could have done a little bit more with that song if you had the time. But it doesn't take away from the performance. I thought you gave it your own. You put a lot of effort and hard work in, and you could see that.
Rachel, so over to my category. Rachel, of course, like we looked over this song this week, and everything that was discussed in the call wasn't brought to life within this performance. And I'm a little bit gutted really, because it wasn't what I heard in the call. Like, you sang it very differently. You sang it with an accent this time round, and that wasn't. I didn't even hear you doing that. But you could tell it's not the point of you singing with an accent. It's because it was very prominent. It was, you know, every word was it was too much, and I think that kind of took away the fact of, okay, this is vulnerable, this is all about mental health. It was just too much there. I know, again, this was very last minute for you this week, but we can't have that, because, like I said, this week you had the perfect opportunity to come up with something that was really going to connect to us, especially, like I know for you, this was a big deal for you because you was getting things off your chest. It made you feel a little bit better and stuff. I just think overall, the finished project was too last minute thrown, and it kind of took it away from what it should have been. But nevertheless, we still want to see you fight, we still want to see you push, so you need to come back and bring it. Obviously you have been selected into the sing-off, so you need to bring it. You need to come out and you need to show us why you should be in this competition, alright? What we got next? Charlotte Parry, over to you.
Yeah, I mean, there's no denying that I absolutely adore your voice. You've got this lovely purity to it. And I actually said to Louise at one point, I'd love to see her flip into a falsetto, and then you did, and Louise went, there you go. So that was really nice to see that, and I'd like to see you play with that a little bit more. I think my problem this week was the fact that you set the bar so high for yourself last week. You really stood out. You did something so unique, so individual. I mean, you took that song and you completely sort of like reworked it, and I think I kind of just expected that then this week as well. I just want to see more of what you can do, because having witnessed what you can do last week, I know that you're much more capable than the performance that we had tonight. Unfortunately, it just fell a little bit below last week's performance. I just want to see you just give everything you've got, take a song, rework it, put those beautiful riffs in there and just own it. And it was just missing a little bit, but that doesn't take away from your voice. And
then you've got Keris.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with this performance tonight, if I'm being honest. Because it came in, I'm not sure if it was in the wrong key, but it was really sort of pitchy right from the start. You seemed really agitated as well in the video. I know you were coughing, which is something that we all picked up on. It just felt like you were really, really straining with the song. It didn't sound comfortable for you at all. So I don't know whether it was the wrong track, wrong key. I don't know what went on there. But I think you need to pay more attention to the songs that you're choosing. You want to choose a song that brings out your best qualities and shows off your voice at the best of your ability. And I think that song, whether maybe you needed a little bit more time to work on it and you could have perfected it a little bit, but it just felt very, very rushed. And yeah, unfortunately, it just didn't. We lost all that sort of like originality that we sort of fell in love with. That for me is why you're in the sing off, because I think we just need to give you like a push in the right direction now, and you need to really fight for it and come out and show us that this is what you want to do, and you're prepared to put in that effort.
And then last of all, then we've got Zoe. Louise?
Yeah, Zoe. I mean, I do feel a bit bad, this week, because obviously I had lessons booked with quite a few of you, and it's the same with Keris and Sam as well, and Sienna and a couple of others of you. Obviously I was ill and couldn't do your lessons, but I know you had other songs planned. You came at me with a couple of different choices, and the other ones I feel like would have really worked a lot better. But fair play to you, you did something that you felt comfortable with, and you did push your voice. When you took it up the octave, like kind of halfway through the song, we were like, oh, there she is, like she's really pushing now, and that's what kind of did it for you, and that's what kept you out of the bottom of the category this week, is the fact that although it wasn't your best performance, and although I know you are capable of more, you did still try and push yourself. But again, to those of you who I did cancel lessons, I do apologise, I can't help being ill, I'm only human. But please, this week, come out and just really, really try and show us what you can do. I can't emphasise it enough to you all. Everyone has taken a step back this week, and it's disappointing for us, because we all know what you're capable of. You've all had shining moments, and this week you've all just kind of gone backwards, and we don't want to see that. We're all here to help you. You can inbox us all at any time, so please do that. Use us to your full advantage while you can. But yeah, Zoe, I thought it was a lovely performance. Not the best vocal, but well done for pushing yourself.
Yeah, so everyone, as you can see, we've seen a lot of problems this week. I want to just remind you of all of them again. Keep an eye on your videos with your pitching. Keep an eye out that there's no coughing or gappy bits, so if you're missing words, because that was another thing I haven't mentioned yet, but people were missing words out. So guys, you need to bring everything into these videos. We've mentioned about how you look in the videos and all of that sort of thing before, and in all honesty, I am seeing a lot of people actually progress in that sense, because there is people making more effort with the videos. But ultimately, you've got to sound mega. That is the most important thing. And we know a lot of you are still growing, but guys, we're coming up to the quarterfinals. This week was a step backwards, and it was more like watching an audition all over again. And, so you shouldn't be at that point. Take time and effort on these videos. Another thing I want to announce, I will put in the group chat too, is that I will need these videos in from now on by Thursday evening latest. Not Friday, because people are sending them in to me at 3 o'clock, and then there's no time to edit them or get them prepared or nothing. So I need them in for Thursday evening, right guys, from here on out every week.